Hi, I'm Jerry Wise, a therapist from Family Tree Counseling Associates in Carmel, Indiana, north of Indianapolis. And today I'm fortunate enough to be in Miami South Beach, enjoying the sun and the ocean. And I thought you might want to enjoy it too, so I wanted to invite you here to a video and join me here on the beach. And this video is entitled Adult Children of Alcoholics, The Struggle for Intimacy. And this is a video for ACOAs as well as adult children of dysfunctional families. So it can apply to a lot of people who grew up in troubled families. Though I think I kind of gear this one towards adult children of alcoholics. Janet Woititz writes in her great book, The Struggle for Intimacy, some very important tips and helps for those who are trying to learn about healthy intimacy. I'm going to borrow three of her points that she makes in her book, and I'm going to offer you three of my own today. So it's a combination to help you in discovering healthy intimacy. ACOAs often experience flawed, dysfunctional personal relationships. Adult children of dysfunctional families also have chronic relationship problems, struggling to achieve a healthy, intimate, trusting, committed, and stable relationship. My main point today is to change your life, we have to change some messages. And I want to share 6 of those messages today that you need to change your life. First, I want to share 3 from Janet's book. And again, you have to change these internal messages to change your life. The first one is, I love you, go away. And you'll notice that these messages are double binds. In other words, they tell you 2 very mixed messages that are very difficult to live out in real life. And often growing up in dysfunctional families, we learn dysfunctional messages double bind. When we grew up in dysfunctional families, we learned and internalized mixed messages and double bind messages. And these we carried on throughout adulthood and into our adult relationships, marriages, friendships, workplace. And this video is about some of those messages we need to heal and change so that our lives can change. The first one is, I love you, go away. Sometimes our alcoholic or dysfunctional parents were warm and loving. Sometimes they were hostile and rejecting. Consistency was lacking, often in dysfunctional homes. This is the love we understood as a child. Now we're attracted and married spouses who are warm and loving one day and rejecting and critical the next, much like what we had when we grew up. We play out our childhood double bind messages in our adult relationships. The only consistency we know is inconsistency. Let me talk about a second message. You can't do anything right. I need you. That's a mixed message. That's a double bind as well. Another conflicting message for adult children of alcoholics: when we were children, we would never meet our alcoholic parents' perfectionistic standards, and we were criticized for much of what we did and didn't do. We came to believe everything that went wrong was our fault. If we could have only been good enough, things would have been better for us and for our family. As adults, we find ourselves drawn to partners who are both extremely dependent and highly critical. We can't do anything right, but they need us. We are caught in this double bind. Let me give you a third message, one that Janet Woititz also brings up, and it's, I'll be there for you next time. I give you my word. From this childhood message, we learn how not to want so that we don't get disappointed. Sometimes we unwittingly become the doormat for a partner. We become tired and resentful. We complain about having to do everything in the relationship. Yet it's almost impossible for you to ask anything for yourself. We want our partners to be mind readers, to know what our needs are, and we certainly can't ask for our needs to be met. We learned that as children. We now live out that pattern in adulthood. We fear asking for something and not getting it. We fear asking for something and getting it. The first reinforces that we're unworthy, because if we ask for something and don't get it, well, that's just what we're worth. Secondly, we're unfamiliar, and we feel very anxious and don't know how to react if we actually ask for something and do get it. So we're very conflicted and troubled about getting our needs met. So we just abdicate our responsibility for our own happiness. We just believe it's not going to happen and I can't work it out. Now I have 3 I'd like to share with you that are my own. Number 4, I want to love myself and be myself. No one will ever love or accept the real me. So we have a conflict and a double bind between being ourselves and finding or being loved. We just don't believe it can happen because we're caught in that mixed message. When we grow up in alcoholic homes, it always meant little to no acceptance. In a dysfunctional family, when people are in pain and people are struggling, have codependency, counterdependency, low self-esteem, acceptance is not in abundance. And that creates a lack of acceptance for ourselves as we grow up. And we believe that being ourselves or being the real us brought criticism, punishment, and even put downs. So we learn to be a fake us, and we learn to take on a role and play a role in our families. This carries right on over to our adult personal relationships and our marriages. We internalize the belief that the real us could never be accepted or worthy of love. We found partners who were willing to accommodate us and that belief. Number 5, I need to be myself or achieve more self-differentiation, but I can't live without being enmeshed and needy. Self-differentiation wars against emotional enmeshment, and enmeshment wars against self-differentiation. We find ourselves stuck in this double bind. We want to be a healthy self, but we do not feel normal and safe or calm without being enmeshed with someone else. We fear self-differentiation will leave us alone and stuck, feeling abandoned. Very serious messages of double bind and struggles internally. Last, and number 6, if the knots in my head fit the holes in my partner's head, I can never have a healthy relationship. How could I ever have a healthy relationship if I have all these knots in my head? In other words, if I'm a 2 on the 10 self-differentiation scale, then 2s will be attracted to me. Because 2s pick 2, 4s pick 4, 6s pick 6s. And if I'm a 2, then I'm going to find a 2. We choose partners who fit our own issues. We carry the message, I'm only worthy of a 2. I can never change my brokenness, so I'll have to find someone who can live with and live out my brokenness. And we don't feel we can change that. So if we're a 2, the only thing best I can do is a 2. As I've said, these are messages we must change to change our lives. If you want help changing these messages and many more, give me a call. The contact information is on your screen. I want you to join the YouTube channel for Family Tree Counseling. And I want to thank you very much for watching today, and have a great day.